All right. Sorry. Woo. Pass me over the script for fantasy booking. That way we can get the show going. I'm going to get things set up over here.
What script? We're not doing fantasy booking.
All right. The SWA script then.
We're not doing that either. We finished that last week.
What the? Wait, no. You're supposed to start this.
Adam, this is as the book turns. This is your job.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of As the Buckle Turns. This is As the Buckle Turns, right, Tim?
Yes, I just said that.
Okay. And welcome, we've got a super duper ooper blooper slooper duper.
This is not
show for
SWA or fantasy booking. We don't have a card.
Not a stacked card. Okay.
Your name.
I'm Adam.
I'm Tim.
Why did I do that? That was horrible.
I don't know.
So what are we doing again? I'm confused. It's been a long time since we did anything.
Well, that's because we actually do other stuff.
Because we have a more viewed shows elsewhere.
Well, not just that. We just got sick and tired of doing a show that's completely reliant on news instead of actually watching pro wrestling.
What are you talking about? What? No. We watch pro wrestling all the time.
I do. I actually started watching AEW on a regular basis for some reason. Which is actually good, and I'm happy.
I get to watch reviews. I don't really have cable.
Neither do I.
Like, I don't have TNT.
Neither do I.
Or TBS.
Neither do I.
Wow.
I watch it online.
Oh.
So, anyway, Adam, we have to do some... Let's just do some news.
Yes.
Cut up. We should probably send out congratulations first.
Yes, definitely.
Congratulations to Charlotte and Ashley Flair.
Oh.
Oh, crap. I just said
wow.
I just let my
really?
Fantasy... I just accidentally let my fantasy be known.
Yes, Charlotte Adam, on Ashley fantasy.
Yes, Adam, I'm a closet Charlotte Flair fan.
Flair on Flair stuff, huh?
Flair on Flair stuff. Gross, not that way. I'm talking about Ashley and Charlotte. Two different people who are actually the same person.
They're the same person, bro.
But twins.
Andrade and
and Ashley Flair.
Yes, he's now Andrade Flair. El Flair.
Flair. Have gotten married. Congratulations.
He will be wooing in a Spanish accent.
How do you woo in a Spanish accent?
I don't know, but you know that he can do it.
Woo?
Almost there. All right, that was more French.
Woo?
That was Italian. You're still getting close.
Woo.
Okay, that was Portuguese. Now what are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to get you riled up. Anyway, congratulations again. Especially after all the rumors that they broke up several months ago.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I thought we were going to go with the congratulations to Jordynne Grace for finally doing it's the top rope pull-up and
sure.
roll back in.
Sure.
That you see Shawn Michaels do.
Sure.
She did one finally.
Okay, congratulations.
Good for her.
But yeah, so we'll congratulate that. So we're going to be doing a review of episode 3 of Ruthless Aggression.
Oh, I thought we were going to get into some of the other news first, but okay.
Yeah, well, I figured we'd just do the actual something we actually really enjoy and then just do the news at the end because, if we're going to put Ruthless Aggression on the banner,
we might as well get to it right away.
Yeah, actually do what we're supposed to talk about.
What?
Since we do such a piss poor job of talking about it in our cold opener.
Yes.
We do. If we really wanted to make this launch, we would have to do a lot better at a cold open. But
why change what we do here?
I like our cold openers for fantasy, not fantasy booking, for As the Buckle Turns. It's just so bad. Which would be even funnier if we actually took off doing it this way because it'd be like flying in the face of all the advice out there.
Oh yeah.
But let's do a quick review of the episode 3 of Ruthless Aggression.
Quick review.
Well,
this is like the longest episode. I wonder why, because it really concentrates a lot on Triple H.
Well, the Evolution was about Triple H, honestly.
What? No. What are you talking about?
So if you didn't get that, basically the episode is about Evolution, the faction Evolution, and how it came about, all
Yes.
the issues with it, and then finally getting it to pay off what it was originally supposed to do. So it basically starts with let's be honest, Adam. The real purpose of this was not to make new stars. This was to make Flair again.
Yes, through this entire episode, it really was Triple H becoming friends with Flair, noticing that Flair's just seemed off backstage, like he didn't really have a purpose.
He put it perfectly. He's like, two ways he said it. He's the only one in this locker room who doesn't know he's Ric Flair, and the second one is he was no longer Ric Flair. He was playing Ric Flair.
And you see that, like,
Yeah.
you know, some actors reach a point. Al Pacino, he plays a caricature of Al Pacino.
Yep. Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't think he's reached a caricature version of himself. He plays like
Really?
No. So there's a difference because Robert
Downey.
Taxi Driver.
I don't know. Yes, the film guy doesn't know who Taxi Driver.
You don't know that film?
I know it. I have never watched it.
The lead actor.
Yeah, I don't know it.
Meet the Fockers.
Danny DeVito.
No. Heat.
You mean De Niro?
Yeah, De Niro.
I knew
Bobby
that.
De Niro. He reached a point where I was like, no, he's playing a caricature of himself. And then it just seemed like that's the only thing he could do. Pacino reached that very quickly. But like Sam Jackson just kind of goes, you know what? I'm going to come out there. I'm going to swing the bat. I'm going to hit the home runs that you expect me to hit. We're going to play the big time hits. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to love it. I'm going to say motherfucker a lot. And that's what you want from me.
This is a PG
like-
show, Adam. We cannot say motherfucker on this show.
Yes, we fucking can.
How the fuck do you think we're going to get expanded if you keep saying fuck on this shitty program of ours? So stop saying fuck.
Okay. Fuck you.
No, you fuck yourself.
What? That doesn't even make sense.
Take some soap, reach behind,
No,
and
I-
grab your own balls.
I'm not soaping myself, okay?
Wait, you don't clean your balls? Gross.
No, whatever. That's, neither here nor there.
No, I do think Sam Jackson is doing a character of himself, but it's kind of gotten to a level where it's like, okay, he was playing the same character, but with just little tweaks of it.
Yeah.
Now it's become Sam Jackson, who's become Nick Fury, who's now just Nick Fury being Samuel L. Jackson.
Exactly.
It's like, oh jeez.
But it doesn't feel like he's phoning in any of his performances.
So yeah, a character of your, it doesn't feel like to me is not phoning it in. It's just this is how you, a character is, this is who I am in real life. I'm playing a hyped up version of that with minor differences.
Yeah.
Based on what the movie is for. And then when Sam Jackson became Nick Fury, he became Sam Jackson as Nick Fury.
Yes.
In all of his roles.
Kind of.
So,
I mean, outside of the Hitman's Bodyguard.
well, he's basically he just took the Sam Jackson. He just took the Nick Fury character and did the same thing he was doing with Sam Jackson, but now it's Nick Fury with minor tweaks based on the role.
But it still works.
I know. Anyway, so, but yeah, it's a good thing. That's the start.
Back
of it.
to Ruthless Aggression for a second.
It's a good thing. This is how it started, and then also because it was Ruthless Aggression, they needed to make new stars because The Rock left. Austin was on his way out.
Exactly.
For the issue with creative and everything that's going on in his personal life, and then coming back in his neck issues. So you need new characters. You need new stars.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, oh, we should probably make new stars. Enter Randy Orton, who is a white meat babyface with no character and a horrible finisher that nobody can make work.
Nobody. His early finisher. I don't care who you are. Nobody could make it work. It wasn't that nobody could sell it, because everyone could sell it. But that finisher has been passed around.
Yeah, the last big known person to do it was MVP, and it was the Playmaker.
Yes.
And it just, no.
Rico had it at one point.
Yep.
And he couldn't make it really.
But MVP had it the longest. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason why I eventually went to the big boot. in the corner for after a while because you just realized how, nope, it's not work. That move is not work.
It doesn't work as a neck breaker or anything.
No. So like at one point Orton's finisher before he did that was a body splash off the top rope.
Yes.
To a standing opponent.
Yeah.
But again, this just kind of shows you Cena, same thing. No character, white meat baby face, no finisher, no character when they first started.
Yep.
But they turned into one of the greatest.
Exactly.
When they found that character, they found it. And then you got Batista, who was as green as shit down in OVW.
Yes. Still could do very well, even though he was mostly carried in every one of his matches.
Yeah.
He had the look.
Yeah, but brought up way too soon.
Oh yeah.
To be the
even he says he was brought up too soon.
Yeah, Deacon Batista.
Ugh.
For a terrible character gimmick.
I'm sorry. The just Preacher Devon was not a good character.
No. Yeah, I get why you went with that direction because he does like testify and everything.
Yeah, but
you could have done a Preacher type character version that would have paid off. That was more in line with his testify, but you went with the more damnation.
Yeah.
Not the more Pentecostal, more charismatic type.
He was
Preacher.
A fire and brimstone preacher. It was like, what?
You know, there are charismatics and Pentecostal type brimstone.
Oh, yeah, but...
At least they're very upbeat about it.
Exactly. Haha, the world's gonna die!
Yeah. The world's gonna come to an end, and if you don't have Jesus, you're gonna burn in hell, but at least he loves you!
Haha! What?
Wait, what? They're more worried if the guy's on actual drugs than actual about the message. Anyway, but yeah, it just was a terrible thing. And they just talked about how when they Triple H and Flair, when they started riding, became friends, and it became more likely it was gonna happen.
Yes.
Like, who are you thinking? And they both agreed, Orton and Batista.
Yep.
Orton had he's a third generation, and they can tell he understands wrestling.
Yes.
He has maturity issues.
Of course he did.
But then you also had Batista, who's had the look, and if he could get it,
and what he had been taught up to that point was just how to be a monster.
Yeah, the typical WWE monster who doesn't do anything,
doesn't sell.
Doesn't sell. It's boring in the ring because that's gonna get over because it got over at one point in wrestling.
Somebody got it over at some point, and that was it.
So yeah, it was.
So of course Vince has to say that it's always gonna work then.
Yeah. And they eventually picked them. And they didn't talk about one of their first matches as a group, and it's a tag match. Triple H isn't out there. But it was just Batista and Orton. And Brandy's dicking around.
Yep.
Batista's messing up. And Triple H is just like, no, we're starting over. No, you don't do that shit anymore that you were taught. We're starting over. We're going to teach you how to be a powerhouse, but not that stupid shit that they want you to do.
Yeah.
And Orton, if I ever see you fucking around, I know that this comes naturally to you. See you fucking around, we're done.
Yeah.
And they took it seriously. Of course, in a month later, they both got injured in the exact same match.
Oh my god! And yeah, like that was doomed. Like that was a moment of, oh god, this is over for this group. I can see both Flair and Triple H going, these kids are fucked. Both of them just got injured.
I don't think they did. If they were that worried about it, I think they would have mentioned it in the thing.
I don't know
because it wasn't mentioned there. Batista and Orton both were thinking this.
Oh yeah.
I think Triple H and Ric Flair both were like, no. Okay, they're injured. This is a setback. Let them take them off, get them healed up. We'll bring them back. This will still work. And that's what they did.
Orton
but they
broke his leg, broke his ankle.
As Bully Ray said, Devon had one leg. He had the other one for a standard flapjack. And then somehow Orton's other leg ended up behind him.
Yeah. And I remember the spot. And it's weird, too, because Orton goes up, and then suddenly the leg that Devon was holding is just slid over, and he Like, you can see his upper body not twist, but then realize that his leg's over there, so it just goes with it as he's falling.
I don't remember the spot. I have to watch it, but it's just like. But see, here's what I think what happened. This is no one's fault other than the Matrix. It was a glitch in the Matrix.
It was a glitch in the Matrix.
A third leg appeared because of the
Yes.
glitch, and
It resolved itself, and it was like, no, it's that leg now.
When it resolved itself, it's like, oh crap, there's no 3 legs here. That leg.
Yes. And Devon's like, I was holding a leg, and it's not here anymore.
I was holding a leg, and it's still here. How did he get another leg behind Bully?
Wait, now where did this leg go?
Yeah. I never I never let it go.
Yeah,
And then Batista got Batista guy's tricep
that
torn
was
off.
like at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, like he went shoved him, and then it just went. Bully Ray has a different one where he got face palmed Batista, and then Batista did it back, and that tore his quad off, his tricep off.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd have to watch the spot to see it to see which one it is.
Because of other stories about Bully Ray.
Yes.
I actually have a feeling that this was, we're gonna test the new kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they got the push. Yeah, we're gonna give them the Kurt Angle John Cena match.
Yeah.
Where it was like, no, we're putting him through his paces, and it did not work out.
No.
And both guys got injured, but they are accidental injuries that, in this sport entertainment theater, do happen, can happen.
Yeah.
So I'm not blaming Bully Ray, but I'm willing to bet he went out there with an idea of putting the kids through their paces tonight, see how they work, and 2 freak accidents happened, and I can see him afterwards going, Devon, we were just supposed to try to gas the kids. Why did we injure them?
But he puts in the documentary though. Remember, Bubba got hurt too.
Yeah,
Because it landed on this foot. I was like,
wow, dude. So you got what, a bruise on your back? Randy's ankle was broken.
yeah. Eventually,
That dude has gotten so many injuries. Randy.
Randy eventually does come back soon back in that May.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Batista, who had surgery and everything, and he just started working out a little bit, and it came right off.
It retore.
And this is where the whole Jindrak thing comes into the story.
Yes.
Because even you mentioned this being in the documentary. Yeah, it was originally supposed to be Jindrak. I'm like, nope. I'm like, but they cover it. And I just went like...
I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot that.
And you're like, oh, wait. And then as it comes up, it's like, oh, yeah, I forgot.
Jindrak was going to be the replacement.
Because even Batista mentioned it, like, no, some people still think that I took his spot.
I still barely know him as Jindrak.
I took his spot, and that's not who you think it is.
He still looks exactly like Matt Morgan.
But it's not Matt Morgan.
He's slightly shorter, though.
But, like, people thought it was supposed to be Jindrak originally. No, it was always Dave Batista.
Yes.
And that they were going to replace him because they wanted to do this with the 4-man group. And Randy Orton was thrilled because him and Jindrak were great friends. But when they got in the car together, Triple H, after 2 hours, wanted to throw them both out of the car off a cliff.
Yes.
And he was just like, nope. Vince was like, and Vince was determined to be Jindrak. And, like, just do it. He fits. He's like, no, he doesn't, Vince. Shut the fuck up. And eventually, when they did the whole vignette of them walking down the road from
Yes.
Dogs. What is it?
Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs. They had him in it, and then they didn't have him in it. They did 2. And of course, it was all supposed to be in black, and Flair, of course, doesn't have the black. But as I put him, like,
he got a great. I'm like, yeah, he's a legend. He's allowed to get away with that.
Hey, stop stealing my comments, because I said that to you.
I don't know what you're talking about here. I was like, hey, he's the legend. He can get away with it, Tim. Why are you fucking questioning it, kid?
You're the one who questioning it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But eventually Batista did come back, and they kept him in the spot, and they waited for him because Triple H knew if you're going to do 4, yeah, it's Batista. There's no one else I want on this.
Yes.
Who would fit in the way we're going about this way.
I mean, it also didn't help that Jindrak was so
immature
with Orton and immature
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah.
He was there.
He's
I'll be
even-
honest. He was there having fun.
And even Jindrak said at that time, wasn't taking it as serious as I should have.
I mean, that's the problem when
Yeah.
you're in your early 20s.
Yep.
You either take it too seriously
Yep.
and it becomes your entire life at that time,
Yep.
or you're having some fun and people think that you're not taking it seriously at all. And I'm like, yeah, but why can't I have fun and be taking it seriously?
I know.
Why can't I smile about what I'm doing?
Because also got to remember this time period.
I
where,
know.
You know, that's not allowed.
No.
And even today, people say like, fun at work. This is work. No, it doesn't have to be.
Why can't I have fun at work?
Why can't I enjoy what I do?
Yeah. What isn't the saying? If you enjoy what you do,
It's not
you'll
work.
never work for a day in your life.
I know, but it's people just. Ugh. Anyway,
Yeah.
And that starts the launch of the whole. Eventually, a month later, Triple H regains the World Championship. Batista, Ric Flair become tag champions.
Yep.
And Orton wins the Intercontinental Championship.
Boom. The entirety of Evolution has gold.
And they build that up to WrestleMania 22. Of course, they forget to mention the whole that Triple H lost the belt to Chris Benoit at this time. Oh, that's right. We don't mention Chris Benoit.
No.
I should really probably stop talking about Chris Benoit.
Yes.
It's going to wreak havoc on our algorithm things. If
you keep mentioning Chris Benoit.
Yeah, exactly. So, Adam, stop saying Chris
Benoit?
Yeah, you can't say that anymore.
I can't say Chris Benoit?
No, stop saying Chris
Why
Benoit.
can't I say Chris Benoit?
Because Chris Benoit has been canceled.
Okay. What about
Like-
Benoit balls?
I think that's okay.
Okay.
Just like your face is Chris Benoit.
Okay, that doesn't even make sense. You know what? Never mind.
I
We're
know what you're
moving
talking
on.
But they talk about the Rock came back for something big
Yes.
and everything, and how he helped put it over Evolution.
Yeah.
And then they build towards the Randy Orton World Title run.
Yep.
Beating Chris Benoit. The
Yeah.
only
Which
image
they also
they made very quick.
they did not even mention who he beat.
No, they have one clip of him getting RKO'd, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's super quick.
Yeah, it's super quick. And they quickly move on to how they turned him babyface when the fans weren't calling for him to be a babyface yet.
No.
When they could have built that up by 3 or 4 months, and it would have worked.
Uh-huh.
But then you could have been calling for him to be a babyface.
No, he was still a heel, and he's like, and then of course you have Triple H turning on him.
And that's what they.
That's and it's like I know that was supposed to be the push for babyface there.
Yeah, but that again, you
But-
should have shown Triple H being mad that he's not champion anymore.
Exactly.
Maybe even getting hey Randy, you're champion, great. We always mention you were the future. How about you give me a shot?
Yeah.
Prove you're no longer the future. You're
come
now.
on, man.
And he beats Triple H. This way, Triple H has more reason to be fuming.
Yeah,
and
no, they just immediately turned on him.
They immediately turn on him with no other than just that whole yes, he's jealous. I'm the person with the championship. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
and then a month after that, Triple H beats him for the
yep,
championship.
because apparently there's all that stuff behind the scenes.
I mean, yes, Orton was a young, cocky bastard. That's
Yeah.
the best way to put it. He was a bastard.
the dropping the belt so quickly, something tells me that there was they realized like okay, he wasn't ready for this already.
Also, nobody wanted him as like the crowd was
Yeah.
not reacting to him being a babyface.
Oh no, if you watch the SummerSlam,
We had already built up the legend killer at this point too.
oh no, if you actually
Before this.
watch the match between him and Chris Benoit at SummerSlam, there were people cheering for him, and there was a big pop, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
almost like that because he got a big reaction from winning. They're like, oh
No.
he's a babyface. Oh, okay, turn him babyface.
No, he got a pop because he became the youngest champion in company history.
Well, not just that. I do think there were people like, oh yes, great, a new
But we
star,
didn't- a new
but-
star, but they were
but-
not saying he's the best good guy we have in the company now.
But it was a sign that we can turn him heel on babyface, but you should do it, 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Build towards it.
Yes, like Triple H has been plotting behind his back for a while to take it away from him
After
and
he
then
lost to him after
Yeah.
a friendly competition.
friendly competition.
But which I think does definitely play. They don't say into the documentary, but when they get to the Batista,
Yes.
and they mentioned how Vince wanted to go right for it because he saw money. He's like, no. 'Cause I'm pretty sure Triple H was like, you just did want to do this with Orton, and it flopped.
And I'm willing to bet if Triple H had legit said that
Yep.
to Vince would be like, no, it wasn't my fault that Orton was, he would turn it on Orton and it'd be like, no, it was your plan. You pushed it way too quickly.
And Triple H mentioned like, no, okay, we hear they want this. Great, let's slow it down.
Let's make them want it.
Let's make them go insane for this.
Make them demand it.
Yes. And waiting for it, and then setting up the plot of Triple H trying to get him to go to SmackDown to win the WWE Championship.
So I remember watching both shows during this time because, first of all, that storyline between in Evolution was amazing, and I loved Raw as well. But over on SmackDown, you had JBL and John Cena, their war going on as well, and I was like, all right, I really like this. So when I saw Triple H, which we find out later, orchestrating Batista to think that JBL is coming after him. And over on SmackDown, there is no mention of that even happening. I'm going, guys, wouldn't JBL have mentioned that he tried to run down or had his driver try to run down Batista or even mention Batista?
Yeah, I know.
Like, no. Okay. I'm like, so... And then it reveals that Triple H is the one behind all of it to get Batista not to go after his title.
Yeah, because he's afraid of Batista.
Well, I mean, look at the size of him.
I know.
It makes sense.
But
he becomes Drax. You don't want to fight Drax.
No, you don't want to
He's
fight
the
Drax.
Destroyer.
I mean, come on.
And if he stands really still, you can't see him.
Exactly. Even if he moves very, very slow, you can't tell he's there.
He was moving too slow with that chip. He was moving too quickly.
I mean, except unless you're the praying mantis girl.
Yes.
She can see him. Only him, though. Only her can see it.
I don't know how.
I don't know.
She's weird.
Yeah. But anyway, basically, then it wraps up the video episode. Like, okay, Batista wins the world the world title.
The crowd goes absolutely bonkers.
Then you had, and we already knew this at this point, but John Cena won the WWE Championship.
Yes.
So it's like you had your top stars.
Orton is clearly was actually back on his way up as a top star
because he was feuding with the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
when the streak officially became a thing.
Yes. God damn, that's true.
They actually it was always a thing, but became recognized. You're like, oh wait,
it's a big thing.
Hey, did you guys realize Undertaker's never lost at WrestleMania? And everyone was like, oh my god, he hasn't.
Well, so one of them that they also realized that on was when it was Undertaker versus Edge. Edge at that time had also never lost at WrestleMania.
Nope. You're wrong. You know why? Well, yes, you're right, but you're wrong. You're right, but you're wrong.
I am right.
You know why you're wrong, though?
Why am I wrong?
Because that came after the Randy Orton thing.
Yes, I know. But they...
No.
But they didn't even mention Edge.
No. Well, because Edge had only been...
He was 9-0.
He was only a few at that point. He
was 9-0. And I believe Undertaker at that point was only
12.
12.
Because he was.
There were only 3 different between them.
Because he was getting his 13th win.
Yeah.
Well, because they didn't have to. Because Edge wasn't in the main event. Going into the main event picture at that point.
Whatever.
So, but yes, but there we go. Adam, what did you grade this overall?
I absolutely love this faction because to me this was, it was a take on the Four Horsemen.
Yep.
But it wasn't trying to be the Four Horsemen. No. Like the Four Horsemen were 4 dudes that came together that just had an idea of wanting to win everything.
Not just win everything; they wanted to just wreak havoc.
Yes. But like this Evolution was. They were like, no, we all wear the suits. We all look good all the time. We carry ourselves like rock stars and the legends that we already know we are.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. Also, I love the fact that it was you know, Triple H forming a group that really is him going, so I got Flair here because everyone knows Flair. Seriously. I'm him, he's me.
Yep.
That's my wrestling dad. And you have Orton and Batista, who up to that point you were just like, these kids are going to flounder for the rest of their wrestling careers, and they're going to be let go at some point.
These are my kids.
And then Triple H goes, no. These guys,
These are my kids.
I am going to make them stars.
These are my kids.
Yeah.
No, literally, they're my kids.
Even though
I
Batista and Trips are nearly the same age.
I fathered them when I was like a teenager at 13.
Like it is kind of funny that Batista was presented as a kid
I know.
for quite some time, and it was like, and then you find out how old he is, and you're like, he's like 4 years younger than Triple H, who had already had a really long career by that point.
That's what I'm saying. These are my kids.
Yeah. Trips, you were like 5 when this kid was born. He's like,
Hey, when you,
I got the power.
my balls dropped early.
Wow. He's like, I had these chops when I was 2 years old. You're like, okay.
Stop lying. He was born with the chops.
I know. By the way, Trips can have almost any facial hair, and he pulls it off so well. Kenny does that, and it doesn't look right.
Okay, Ric Flair is his wrestling dad.
Yeah.
Lenny from what's the
Motorhead?
Motorhead is his rock and roll father.
Yes. Oh yeah, totally. Totally. I also like the fact that Triple H is like, no, I'm going to put a faction around me again. You know, that's going to be the complete opposite of DX. And I was like, yes.
And the fact that he went back to DX at one point with the original Shawn Michaels, was great too.
And by the way, never forget Shawn Michaels is NWO.
For a very short time, he was the leader of NWO.
Yes. But
short amount of time, but he was part of the NWO.
No matter what, it's for life. All right, I loved it.
All right, so let's move on to the news portion.
Because it's so much nostalgia for me.
Because that's right around the time you actually started watching wrestling on a regular basis.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is where I stopped watching. I tried to stop watching wrestling because it was beneath who I was as a Bible believer. But I kept getting back to it. Also, I couldn't really watch it consistently because I was at college, and you didn't have at my at the Bible college you couldn't have cable in your room. You had to go to it was a Bible college. Remember that.
I mean,
you could have a TV in your room, but you couldn't get cable into the room. You had to go to the lounge or
stick rabbit ears out the window.
You could get that, but that's about as close as you could get.
I have a ridiculous antenna out the window. They're like, Adam, why do you have a 20-foot antenna out the window? Look, you said I couldn't have cable in here. This way, it's actually a satellite receiver. Like, it's not a 20-foot antenna. It's a satellite receiver.
Get your terminology right.
Thank you. I now get every channel. You want to watch channel 7795? And they're like, wait, what? It's an Indian channel. Check this out.
Do you want to see Unscrambled Cinemax? Wait. Cinemax? Sure. Oh, good. I can't be watching that.
It is so disgusting. I'm just like, hey, it's not. It's just the human form.
Sinful. No. It's not just a human form. It's a woman's human form. Sinful. It's a male human form. Okay, that's okay.
What?
Wait. Do you need to go and have a conversation with your girlfriend right now?
No. Why?
Yeah, go have a conversation about how much you look at guys' asses.
Look, I'm not going to have a conversation with Chad. Okay, I mean Stacy. I love Stacy. I'll be right back.
You're gonna go make love to Stacy. You can't do that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that either right now.
Some of the stories I've heard about.
Oh, I know.
Bible college students at my Bible college when they got busted for having sex, and how they got busted. Oh, the best one was married students who were legally married, who were allowed to, but they didn't tell the school this. Snuck off campus because they were living in the dorms, the separate dorms, not the marriage dorms. Got busted by security, and they still got kicked out of the school because they didn't let them know that they got married during the school break. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I got the nose pinch, just not the glasses off. Oh well.
No, just moved him out of the way.
All right, let's move on to the news portion of this.
All right.
So, any of the people who are actually still listening to us, let's be honest, no one is.
No, but thank you.
But
Thank
if you are, quote Adam's face sucks in the comments. I don't believe you.
Wow, dude.
Well, I'm just getting warm up on the face jokes. Your
Tim.
face. Anyway,
Tim.
let's move on to the first thing.
Yes.
Let's talk about Championship Gold. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong is introducing new championships, Adam.
They are?
Yes, the open weight strong tag team championships.
Nice.
Only,
I like open weight championships.
well, because they do weight classes in New Japan, and they don't have enough heavyweights.
Yeah, I know that it is it's technically a tertiary championship, but
No.
it doesn't feel, they never once make their championships feel any less than any other one.
Yes, they do. It's just not necessarily.
No, they don't.
They don't purposely do it. They don't do it like WWE does.
Yes.
They all still feel important, but it's just not. Some feel more important. But Strong, you can't even rate it on the level of New Japan typical belts because
Okay.
this is USA,
Well, yeah.
and because you're getting more of the mixture of heavyweight and cruiserweights, like right in that border, they could easily drop below. It's just easier just to do the open weight.
Right.
Instead of doing the heavyweight. So that's cool. But hopefully they won't make the mistake mistakes that other companies do where they just overpack their championships. Something that AEW would never do. Oh, wait, what's this just in? Oh, AEW is introducing a new singles championship, the All-Atlantic Championship.
I've heard of the Superior Wrestling Company that also
I don't know what you're talking
has
about.
way too many belts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What is it, Tim? 16 that you actually have?
16.
That we've only talked about like 5 of them?
16? There's a total of 42. Come on, let's get right.
What?
I gotta go with the whole number.
I mean, it is the perfect number.
It is, obviously.
It is the explanation.
Yes.
Remember that.
Yes, that's why I went with it.
Okay. No, I mean, in that case, never mind. It's not too many.
I mean, my roster's already up to 95 people on there,
So almost half of your roster has a championship.
we have
Anyway.
a deep tag team roster.
Yes, okay.
We have a deep tag team roster. Anyway, but yeah. So last night on Dynamite, because I actually been watching Dynamite lately, and I'm actually enjoying it. Like it allows me, like the matches
Good.
I really want to watch, I can sit and watch, and the stuff I'm interested in, but I can still watch, but I can get some stuff done. It's right there. It works.
It's in the background.
Yeah. And they announced out of the blue they're introducing the All Atlantic Championship, and it's
Where did this come from?
I don't know, but
Because the first time I very quickly saw it, I thought it was the Atlantic Coast
Yeah, I know.
Championship. And I was like,
yeah, it's like yes.
cool. Are we getting a Pacific Coast Championship?
It's like they're stealing my championship. It's just making it the Atlantic Coast instead of the
Yeah.
Northeast Wrestling Alliance. What
Oh,
was
yeah.
the original?
Oh, the original was the Northeast Atlantic Coast Championship Wrestling, the NNEACCW. Glad I shortened that to NUA.
You're showing to me because Jedi couldn't.
Because he couldn't do all of that. It would have been funny.
He should have said, Adam, if you're gonna name it that, you're singing it every time.
Yeah, and I was totally fine with it. Especially with the NNEACCW champion.
But yeah, so, and what this is going to be, we're gonna have the championship crown at on Forbidden Door,
At Forbidden Door.
and what it is, it's supposed to represent all the different countries that they are
Why
in.
not call it the International Championship?
Because that kind of gets confusing. International and world get confused with each other
That's
too
true.
much.
That's true.
Um,
The not North American title.
See, honestly, I would have been like
Every place else title.
just call it the Intercontinental Championship, or personally, I think it'd be a better way to do this is just call it an interpromotional championship.
Okay, I would have gone with the Forbidden Door Championship.
That's my original.
Technically, everyone that holds it, for a while anyway, doesn't actually work for AEW,
just
but
go-
it's a title that only people who don't work for AEW can hold in their company.
allows them to come and work in AEW.
Yeah.
Well, no. See, my thing was like similar to that thing.
I
Thought,
like that idea.
I thought Forbidden Door was better, but like you could have just gone with more of an intro promotion. Like you have that working relationship with New Japan. You have that working relationship with Pro Wrestling Noah.
Yes.
You've worked a little on here with
AAA.
Impact. You work with AAA.
Yeah.
Go get the ones that Will Ospreay constantly does over in England. I can't remember what it's called. He's the current heavyweight champion of that.
It's not Progress.
No, it's not. It's the other one.
Rev Pro.
Rev Pro. No. Is it? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Rev
it
Pro.
is.
Yeah, it's Rev Pro. Rev Pro.
They have a working deal with New Japan.
Yeah, do Rev Pro. Get those, because then you have these championships, you can have that to be the inter-promotional championship as they're going. So you can have someone in New Japan hold it, and they can defend it there, but they can also go, they happen to come to the States, they can do it, defend it at Impact.
Yep.
It's one of those things that you can help really solidify this faction, alliance in a sense, going back to the old days of the
Yes.
but really,
The way that the NWA used to work.
but it's
kind
not,
of.
but it's not the top championship.
Right.
It's not a world championship that represents all the better.
No,
the
no,
best.
it's a
It's
championship.
a championship that can be elevated. It can be a very important championship, like in Rev Pro or in Impact, even Noah,
Yeah.
where it's a more of a tertiary, secondary in New Japan or New Japan Strong.
Right.
It's one of those things than this. But I do like this idea because they did make sure to harp how they are the #1 pro wrestling company in England. They beat WWE in the ratings in England.
Oh yeah.
And so I think it's just because
That's also because of the way that English television is.
true, but also they have a better, they are on a better channel.
Yes, that's
the
the
reason.
thing. Is that Rev Pro's on the better channel.
You mean AEW?
AEW is on the better channel.
Well, yes, but they're a growing audience, and it is a good way to look at their international markets. As Ali Davis said, it kind of reminds me of the European Championship, because originally that was supposed to be the championship you focused on overseas,
Yeah.
and then they realized, oh, we don't go overseas that much.
No, but allowing this to be a traveling championship is way better. Because now you have shows where, that championship may be one year defended at Dominion.
Yeah.
And then another year it's at some other show.
Because the way the tournament is working, it's a 2-round tournament. You have the first round, which is qualifying, and the person who qualifies goes to the Fatal 4-Way at Forbidden Door for the championship.
Okay.
AEW has 3 of the 4 brackets of their talent, representing everyone but the U.S. The U.S. does not have a representative in this.
No, they do not.
And then New Japan is going to have has 2 of the brackets.
Yes.
That have not been announced yet.
No.
So, and then those 4 will, at Forbidden Door, will go in a Fatal 4-Way for this championship. I do like it. Honestly, I have an idea who's going to win it.
Who?
Pac.
No. That bastard.
Because he's from England, and they purposely made sure to quote how they are #1 in pro wrestling in England. Why not promote your first person?
But would you put it on a bastard like that?
Yes. It's Pac. He's awesome.
He's such a bastard.
And he's the perfect person to internationally to make that kind of championship work.
I mean, yeah, totally. Only a bastard could make it work like that.
The only other person I can see possibly getting it is Malachi Black.
Yes.
But I don't think I would rather see
He's
him.
Dutch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather see him take be his first championship be the TNT championship.
Same here.
Though apparently last night he might have a big uphill challenge if he's going to hold that anytime soon, because Wardlow has announced that he wants that championship.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
No offense, but fuck.
Yep.
Wardlow is hot product right now. Speaking of Wardlow, MJF might be headed off to Hollywood.
Yep.
What if this was a way, his promo, this entire work was a way to write him off TV for a bit?
It's possible. I mean, everyone has been clear. What him no showing at the signing was legit.
Oh, yeah.
Was under issues, boiling up and just ready to go. Like he was being young and things not going the way you want. It's very easy
Yes.
to do that. He's 26, but remember when he signed, he was 23.
Yeah.
And this could be just a way to help let him do some other stuff, get away from it, boil up. Blow off some steam, and then he can come back to finish up his contract. Or if they do come up with new terms for a contract. Great. Speaking of championships, we're getting an interim championship for the World Championship at AEW because Punk got his foot broke.
So that happened before Double or Nothing.
No, it didn't.
No,
it happened. How he was limping out.
Yeah.
It happened in the match before he came out. The FTR matchup that he teamed up with. That's when it happened.
Okay.
He won the match.
Because you can see that, one of the times that he jumps in the ring,
Yep.
He lands, and that foot immediately lifts early. And you can see that because of that, he's not able to get his typical bounce over the ropes, come into the ring, and then start up his run through.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to get that first
bounce
go.
No, I don't know where in the match apparently happened.
So he botched quite often.
Because
motherfucker was injured.
Because from the Acclaim, is it Max? The one who raps.
Max.
Yeah. He mentioned when he came out for the Battle Royale last night, how he was like this, I'll break your face like I broke Punk's leg.
He didn't do anything.
Because he was in the match.
You're going to let me jump into the crowd and hurt myself?
So,
I mean, no offense, but that's what he's saying.
No, because it actually happened in the match. It didn't happen before the match. It happened in the match.
From what Punk said, that it happened when he jumped into the crowd.
Oh, I haven't heard anything about that. I've heard it was happened in the match.
No, it got aggravated to the point that he could barely stand on it during the match.
I don't know.
He didn't realize it because that what he had done while jumping into the crowd.
I haven't heard anything comment on the crowd thing. I'll have to look that up.
Yep.
But anyway, he had surgery yesterday. Officially yesterday.
Good.
So we'll be getting more. And the doctors are happy. We have no clue on the time frame. But
nope.
If it's a heel, it's the lower part of the leg. It's below the knee. That broke.
That's usually everything below the knee is the lower part of your leg.
I don't know what you're talking about. I always thought the lower part of the leg was from the ankle down.
No, that's your foot.
No. I'm pretty sure that's the lower
part of the leg. That's actually a completely different part.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the lower part of the leg. But we don't know the typical injury, what broke and what didn't or anything.
Yeah. It's good to know that you did not continue following medical science. Because
what are you talking about?
That's the explanation.
I followed medical science at one point?
I thought you were going to become a world-class surgeon.
Sure.
You wanted to be an operator.
I wanted to be
smooth operator.
I wanted to be Dr. President. Oh, wait, my bad. That's from Fresh Off the Boat. My bad. But my guess is he'll probably be back in time for All Out, or hopefully the renamed of All In.
Yes. Maybe.
I'm hoping because it's September.
Yeah.
And we're in June, so
I'm hoping that it wasn't that bad of an injury.
I have a feeling we'll have an update by
probably a
next
tendon
week.
tear.
So, but we don't know what was.
Yeah. And the problem is it's also a foot.
So
you fuck up a tendon in your foot, and it doesn't heal right. That means that you're only able, you can't move certain ways. And if it's specific tendons, you may not be able to put weight on it.
But from what the doctor said, they're very proud of the surgery.
Okay, good. So it's clearly not well, I mean, if it had been his Achilles tendon going, we would have witnessed that.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen any sports star have their Achilles tear, it's not the pain that you react to. It's the fact that you don't recognize that it's torn until you try to step.
Yep.
and then because your foot just flaps all the way up to your shin,
Yeah.
because your foot can bend that way. Your Achilles tendon is what stops it from doing that. I forget who it was for the Red Sox, did it rounding second base.
Oof.
And you can see the exact moment that it does it because the foot becomes a little floppy. And then he takes the next step and it just folds. And it was like, oh. And you see him stop like, wait, what? And then he's like, oh, there's the pain.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I'm hoping at All Out, or hopefully we named All In, he'll be back in time for. Maybe that's when you do the interim unification.
Exactly.
Let's be honest, it's gonna be Jon Moxley.
Oh, I know.
Personally, if it was me, I would have been like, no, Tanahashi, go to New Japan. Can we borrow Tanahashi to be interim world champion until Punk comes back?
Okay.
Because
I like Mox because Mox hasn't had his chance in front of a crowd as champion yet.
I know, and I agree with. That's why I'm okay with it. But like again, just think about it. That way you're bringing in the ace.
I know.
And he has that. And if New Japan wants to do some stuff with him, he can fly back for a week or two, with the AEW World Champion, and you're help promoting it over there even more.
I know.
And it's just great.
It would be nice.
But it's gonna be Mox who walks out, which is fine. He'll finally get that moment with the fans actually live.
Because I mean, this last Wednesday they opened up the show with a casino battle royale, which Buddy Murphy did become the winner.
Then you keep changing.
Jesus Christ!
First it was Bobby Fish.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Now it's Buddy Matthews.
Oh no! I said it was Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy, but Buddy Matthews is going.
No, Buddy Murphy, not Matthews. Buddy Murphy.
It's almost like Kyle O'Reilly's just an afterthought.
Adam Cole came out. John Silver,
John Cena,
Brody Lee Jr. Wait, what?
Randy or Brock Lesnar.
The Fiend came out. Kenny Omega. Bruno Sammartino came back from the dead for this.
Owen Hart showed it was a work all along.
It certainly was. I told you so. Why are you stealing my gimmick? I should have brought that one up.
Because you didn't think of it. So
I didn't.
Especially with the Owen Hart tournament.
Kyle O'Reilly. I respect that one. I don't respect the WWE. That's why they always bring him back.
No. The reason why you didn't make that quip during the Owen Hart tournament, Adam, there's a specific reason why.
Because his wife is part of it?
No, because we didn't do it as a single as the puzzle turns.
No, we didn't.
During that time.
I didn't get the chance to.
So.
But
it's almost like I purposely did that on purpose.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That joke.
You son of a bitch.
Anyway, we had Kyle O'Reilly took on Mox later in the main event.
Yes.
Which was my first year that Mox was going to win.
Right.
Andrade did come back from his honeymoon for the Joker spot, which I think would have been a better spot for the finals because it would have made it a little more obvious. It wouldn't be as obvious. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it would have been like, no, put Elo in that spot.
Yes.
But it's Mox. I'm happy with it.
I say that let Mox have his run.
Yeah.
When Punk comes back, almost immediately, they have a match against each other to unify the belt.
Yep.
And
Punk will walk away with that championship, almost guarantee. So that way you can have that Punk run.
Yeah. I also want Mox to win there.
Well,
I have a feeling that it's gonna be kind of a coin flip.
See, here's the funny thing.
I want them to have a run for a little while, a couple of weeks, at least a couple of weeks.
Well, they're gonna build the match up. They're not just gonna go like, "Oh, I'm back. We're having the match." That'd be a WWE thing.
That would be a total WWE thing.
The one thing I'd love to see them. You see, the funny thing is, if you actually go back and look at the Summer of Punk,
yeah,
and everything, the Summer of Punk almost lines up perfectly. It was always on a spot, like it was like 22. It was 2002, 2011, and 2012, 2022. Almost time. It would have been perfectly timed up for Summer of Punk, apparently.
Yeah. He keeps having them.
At these decades markers.
He was a year early on the second one. Should have been 2012, but it was 2011.
He got it in 2011. Summer of Punk is technically the following year when he turned heel halfway through. The Summer of Punk, because he wins that Money in the Bank, but then he drops the belt at SummerSlam when Andrade what's his name, Alberto Del Rio, cashed in, after getting powerbombed by Kevin Nash. He then picked it back up a few months later. So the Summer of Punk is 2012.
No, it's 2011.
It's 2012. Because that's the summer he held
2011.
He held it in the entire summer, and that was the whole point of Summer of Punk.
Yeah, the pipe bomb is the kickoff. That was June of 2011.
Yeah.
And then by that fall, had already...
Last time I saw it, looked it up, when I saw the meme that was pointing this out, 2002, Summer of Punk.
Yeah.
2012, Summer of Punk.
Yeah, they were...
2022, Summer of Punk. And then
they were wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
It was 2002, 2000...
Summer of Punk is considered part of his longest reigning WWE Championship at that time in over like 20 years. But anyway, so it's kind of disappointing this. So here's what you gotta do. Okay, here's when Punk comes back, have him drop the belt to Moxley, and then next summer he picks it back up.
There you go.
Summer of Punk.
We get a Summer of Punk a year late this time with AEW.
And this time he only gets injured at the end of the run.
Yes,
causing him to retire.
If any injury at all.
No, I'm just joking about the injury part. What's thoughts on the docket for the...
Ospreay has made his debut in AEW.
To a huge flop. No one understood who he was. I didn't recognize him. Clearly, he's not a star. AEW and New Japan should just drop him. He clearly has no talent. It's not like he's the king of flippy shit or anything.
I'll be honest. I was a little confused because I was like, that's like... coming down the ramp, coming through the tunnel, I was like, "That's Will Ospreay," and then I went, "That's
not Will.
That's not Will Ospreay, but that is Will Ospreay," because then his name comes up, and then I'm like, "But that doesn't look." I mean, it looks like Will Ospreay. His haircut just doesn't work for him right now. I'll be honest.
I think it doesn't work for you.
It looks like he has a perm.
It doesn't look for you, and it doesn't really work for me. Is because it's the first time we've actually seen him since he got this new hairstyle.
Yeah.
So we're not realizing that he had it. So we're so used to the old what he had the last time we saw him. But I love how you mentioned earlier that the E's was like, "Who is this Joker?" No one knew who he was. He was silent.
The E stands. It was not silent. Once they realized that was Will Ospreay.
When the music hit, the fans went quiet because they were expecting just the typical people from who came out last time.
Who came out a week earlier. That's...
No, a week earlier, a few weeks earlier.
A few earlier.
And then Will Ospreay came out, and when they realized it was Will Ospreay, the fans went, "Oh my God!"
And then the attack happened.
Then
the holy shit chant came about.
That's when the people in the crowd who didn't realize didn't know who this was, really hated the people who were right next to him, because they're the ones who were going, "Oh my God, it's Will Ospreay!"
They're slapping each.
Stop hitting my arm.
They're all beating each other up.
It's Will Ospreay. He's awesome.
Okay.
Oh my God! I don't know who it is, but oh my God, this guy's freaking out.
No, most of the time, if they were like, "That's Will Ospreay," they'd be like, "Oh my God, that's Will Ospreay." Yeah. His hair does not really work for him. I mean, I'm still gonna cheer. Good for him. Yay, holy shit! But man, that haircut.
The whole point was a distraction for the attack for the rest of the United Empire to come in and attack. So yes, and that the holy shit chant. Yes. So the East stands are just. They didn't realize who this was, and
they're not even E-stands. They are AW haters on Twitter.
Well, it's because they're looking for anything they can use to try to ruin or hurt AEW.
Oh yeah,
because they don't understand it. If it's silent for even a fraction of a second, see, it was silent at this point.
Yes,
they were going to a commercial break. The mics were literally being lowered. You know how WWE does it? See, they copy WWE like. It's just like they want AEW to fail so bad.
Of course they do.
Because they're either an E stand or they're a Cornette fan. Which is why I wonder why we constantly make fun of Jim Cornette and talk about how he loses his mind every time we have a Real odds per a Ricochet match in fantasy booking.
It's so wonderful.
Kind of come up with different ways for Jim Cornette to die is not easy.
I like the fact that he's died and we've just brought him back.
Oh yeah, literally in the same match. Died, got brought back to life, had a stroke. No, died again, brought back, then had a stroke and was in the hospital.
Exactly. Hold on.
So what else do we have?
Cody.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Cody tore his pectoral muscle and then wrestled a match because he's an idiot.
Look, I understand.
He purposely made sure that after the match, he said it was his choice, not WWE demanding I wrestle this. So instead of WWE, so WWE is stupid enough to allow you to make the choice, and you were stupid enough to make that choice. Great, thanks for telling us that you're an idiot.
Thanks that Cody, stop taking unnecessary risks with your body.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
I'm gonna laugh.
The flaming table
I'm gonna laugh.
that you put yourself through.
I'm gonna laugh if this thing whole backfires and your corporate time causes you not only to miss the Royal Rumble but WrestleMania next year.
Okay, no, dude, I don't wish for that.
No, I'm not wishing for that. I'm going to laugh if that happens, and I'm like, watch. It was probably because you had this fucking stupid match. I will say this though, seeing the evolution of the bruise on Twitter is quite disturbing.
It's halfway. It's all the way down his arm at this point.
It just starts with little bruise on the side of his pec, and it just slowly gets a little bit bigger. And okay, it's gonna. Oh my God, he's Triple H.
It's halfway down his arm. Like, okay, I know that it's so.
Some people thought it was a work because to make interest in the match.
He had torn a tendon.
No.
He didn't tear the muscle off the bone.
No, so here's what happened. He tore the pectoral in a match on Raw. Or during like the brawl.
Yeah.
It then ripped off the bone when he was working out.
Yes.
Which is why they allowed him to wrestle, because the damage was done. They can't really get much more damage.
But it's not the pectoral muscle that was ripped off the bone. Because if so, he can't move his arm properly. Like, he tore some of the muscle, but he still has motion.
Whatever he tore, it couldn't get any worse.
Right.
By wrestling. That's why people were speculating why WWE allowed him to wrestle.
I mean, I'm willing to bet that they looked over at him and went, "Look,
you're an idiot.
You're an idiot, and you can't do any more damage to this right now without something catastrophic happening."
And tell him to sell, so chances are.
And Cody's like, "This'll show just how badass I am to all of the wrestling fans, and they'll respect me." It's like, Jesus, Cody, stop putting your physical health at risk to try to get over.
I know. It's
like, just see. Do you know what I liked about him?
What?
His attitude.
Yeah. Instead of trying to do stupid stuff just to get the pop that he wants, I'm
like,
just like
I just went. No, I like heel Cody. You know why? Because heel Cody had something to prove.
Yeah.
This babyface Cody that we've had for what, like, already 2 years now?
Yeah.
To me, is just going, look, you just come across as desperate.
Yeah.
Like, you have nothing to prove, but you are so desperate to prove something at this point. You don't have to drive anymore.
See, here's what I think happened. When Dusty Rhodes passed away, that affected Cody bad emotionally.
Oh yes.
The point where he's like, I don't want to do Stardust anymore. I'll tag with Dustin, my brother, for the end of days.
Oh yeah.
And we can just go back and forth at different times where I can go for the world title at some point or something like that. But we could constantly be a team or something like that. But when they said no, and when he decided to leave, he's like, okay, I'm going to leave. I'm going to prove I'm a top face. I'm a top draw. But he realized I can't. If I try to do that, it's a baby face. People are going to say I'm doing it like Dusty. I'm trying to be Dusty. So I'm going to do the American Nightmare thing and prove it that way. He did.
Yeah, he did.
And
I loved him for it.
Yeah.
And AEW came out of that drive and that perfect storm of him and the Young Bucks and Kenny.
Yes, but then when he got to when AEW became an option, he's
AEW should have been his permanent legacy.
But hold on. Then it became the whole oh wait, now I'm an executive. I could have power. I can fulfill Dusty's side of things of my legacy. Creating new things like the War Games or something like
yes.
that. Trying to get control of those things and then trying to do book stuff, and then realize, oh wait, but Tony, he's booking. Wait, he's in no wrestling. I should be booking it. I'm a wrestler. I should. And he realized, oh, I'm not gonna get that, and he just got so locked into this because he was starting to turn into that babyface element, which he always wanted. I think he always wanted to do.
Yes.
But he knew he couldn't. He was smart, unlike the WWE. Like, I have to go heel first. Heel Cody first before I can be babyface Cody.
The thing
get
was,
over.
Heel Cody wasn't even that much of a heel.
No.
Like, yeah, he
in New Japan and Ring of Honor, yes.
Yeah.
But when he visited other locations, like smaller promotions, yes, but no.
No. Like, we all know that Cody Rhodes, at his core, is actually a nice guy.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, but then he got locked into his mind frame. I'm a babyface. I'm the American Dream now, and he just got, and he couldn't get past that because this was a time, and he did a few stupid things that turned the fans, and he's like, oh no, okay, we can push through this. We can push through this. And he became so desperate because I don't want to go back to a heel to redo this. This is the time. I'm done being that. I want to be the fucking face. Let me be the fucking face, people.
Jesus Christ.
He just yeah. Anyway, what else we got on the docket? Is that it?
That was it.
Good. I'm done looking at stupid face.
I mean, I just I had only a few things left to say about Cody personally.
Okay, what do you want to say?
It
doesn't matter. No, go ahead.
I mean, no, it really doesn't. Anyway,
I want to see someone do that to The Rock. It doesn't matter. Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm still gonna kick your ass.
I'm still gonna fight you.
All right. So, wait, I gotta wrap this up.
Yeah,
now.
This is As the Buckle Turns, Tim.
Oh,
You close out the show.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you reached another end of the podcast. Adam, how long have you been listening to this podcast and us whine and bitch and moan and review shit?
Nearly 77 minutes.
Really?
Yep.
Oh. If you're still listening to this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, go ahead. Something about thumbs up?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ding.
No.
I go, yep.
Yeah, you try to make a sound effect, but you fail every time, like your face.
Boop.
And something about what is it? A button.
Yep.
Subscribe.
Yes. Ding.
Comment? No, that's not it.
No. I mean, yes, but not yet.
No. Never do that. Why would you do that? Ring Adam's face? No, that's not it. Yes, but no. A bell?
Ding, ding, motherfucker.
And that's right. Get bent like Adam's face and balls. Bye.
It doesn't even. Seriously, your insults don't even make sense anymore.
Your face doesn't make sense. Face doesn't make sense. Face doesn't make sense. Face doesn't make sense.